of 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Now, last Saturday we didn't have the show because there was a presidential address, but we are back and welcome to February, as it is the first Saturday of February and it is first. The first month, January, is already gone. Thank you so much for joining us, and today we are exploring on a topic called self-confidence. You know, a lot of young people have low self-esteem and are unable to stand in front of people to talk or even defend themselves against other people, against challenges, against all odds and adversities. But then, today, we want you to enter February with a lot of confidence. My name is Aita Sophie, your host for today. And as you can see, I'm not alone at the studio. And with me are two young people. Let me call them two confident young people. Let me start with the lady. We say ladies first. She's an elegant and very confident lady. She's a gospel artist, and she will tell us more. You know what comes with this music stuff, show, and so you know it. And then on my right is another elegant gentleman, a very confident man. And these two people, I admire them so much. And for him, he has been in leadership position also, and he has led a lot of young groups into, let me call them, he led them against all odds, and he has led them in achieving very, very big goals. So let's start with the lady. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us your name and everything?
Thank you so much, Sophie. I'm so grateful. I'm so excited. First of all, I want to say thank you for honoring me by inviting me here. I'm grateful to West Nile TV. I'm grateful to you, Sophie, our host. My name is Alice Drijaru. All of you know me. Though sometimes on my videos you can see three names. I use my father's name too.
Okay.
Alice Drijaru Asedri. I'm a gospel artist. I'm also, after graduating, I've been doing mostly humanitarian work.
Wow.
So I'm here to join Sophie today on this talk show of building self-confidence. I loved it when Sophie said, I'm elegant, I have confidence, and we're entering Feb with confidence.
Yeah.
I love that.
All right, you're welcome to West Nile TV.
Thank you.
Okay, to the gentleman.
Thank you so much. So much privilege for this opportunity once again to come to West Nile TV. It's not my first time. It's my first time with Sophie. Yeah.
And the real talk show.
And the real talk show.
We welcome you.
And I'm so much blessed to be here. And my name is Mungu friend Rogers Peace. Though mostly I use Rogers Peace because it will look very like the name will be written like so long. So I just use Rogers Peace as my name for now. I serve the Lord. Yeah.
Okay.
That is the most amazing part of me that I love so much.
And it's a very, very important aspect of life.
Yeah, and with that alone, I've built a lot of confidence because where you know you have God, confidence comes automatic. That's one thing I've come to understand.
Okay.
And I'm a social worker by profession.
Oh.
And that is one part of my life that I also serve in. That is my service to the community as a social worker.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I think we shall explore more as we get into
All right,
details.
you're welcome to West Nile TV.
Yeah.
Now, we are here to help you build immense confidence with stories, and we're going to share practical tips on how you can build this confidence. You have seen the two, how confident they have been, and I know they have a lot of experience in all this. So, what do you understand by the word self-confidence?
Yeah, self-confidence in my own reasoning refers to one's belief in oneself to achieve and get done with tasks and challenges of life.
All right, believe in oneself to
Yes,
achieve and get done with a...
Having faith in oneself to achieve tasks.
Okay, a question to you. If someone doesn't believe in themselves, okay, let's say they believe in themselves but they don't have faith, do we say they're confident?
You need to have both because, you know, Actually, you know, me being a gospel artist, sometimes I'm even trying to answer another question right now.
It's okay.
Like, my first time to perform in front of a large crowd, that was Heritage Courts. You know, I didn't know that I was loved like that. For me, I just knew I'm Alice Dijaru. I didn't know that I'm a big artist. And then I entered the stage with my dancers and people all cheering. I almost forgot my name. I forgot my songs. I didn't know what I was supposed to tell my fans.
So how did it feel?
I felt I lacked confidence in that small time. Like, okay, so what if I do something which will make them not to cheer me again?
You know, at such time you can actually make mistakes that will make people withdraw from you. And so how did you handle the situation anyway?
And then the DJ was still fixing things, and I'm supposed to, people are cheering me. I stood, I was looking at them, you know, thousands of people. So I was like, okay. I started thinking of the positive things in my music ministry. When people have given me positive energy, when people have complimented me, in that small time, that's when I got myself back and I was back on track.
Okay.
Yeah, in front of thousands of people at Heritage Courts.
All right, that's the beginning of the story. You now know how this is going to be. So, the gentleman, Mr. Rogers.
Oh.
What do you understand by the word self-confidence?
Okay, to me, self-confidence is a trust a person has within themselves, with their abilities and the skills that they have.
Okay?
Yeah.
A trust that somebody has in themselves with their abilities and the skills that they have.
Yes.
So, if I have a trust in myself and I don't have the abilities, I don't have the skills, am I still confident?
You know, trust comes with what you have.
Okay?
Like, for example, someone trusts you with something, right?
Yeah?
You can't just trust someone enough. Like, you can trust someone, this is a passion, this is a friend I'm able to keep. You can trust someone, I think this person loves me. Because you don't trust without, like, nothing. If there's nothing, there's no trust. Trust comes with something. Meaning, the abilities that you have within yourself, that you know you have them, it makes you trust yourself to be able to do it.
So for me to be confident, I first have to identify.
You need to identify what you have inside of you.
What are
those things that God has placed inside of you? That you know, oh, these are my abilities, oh, these are my strengths, that part that you know you have. Once you have it, you just have your trust in it.
Wow, a very important point there, that in order to have confidence, you first have to identify what is inbuilt in you. Because we're talking about self-confidence, right?
Yeah.
It's going to come from you.
From you, yeah.
And thanks so much for the other story you shared. I think I'm interested in it. I will need you to share for us more. Maybe an experience where you lacked confidence or something happened that your confidence level had to drop like.
Oh, yes.
And how did you overcome it?
And I love that question very much. You know, for us being artists, we are like politicians. Right now is the time for campaigns. You are addressing your voters and convincing them to vote for you. You are many people. Now for us, we are not campaigning, but we are preaching the gospel to people. And there are very many people. Others love Alice Dijaru, others love the other one, others love Sophie.
That's true.
And now, you know, there are those, they will love you so much that they don't even like other artists. I will say I'm not a big artist, I'm not a small artist. Like during performances, where the curtain raisers will start the show, those small artists that are still coming up, they'll start the show, and then for us we shall come later before the big artists come. So there are these incidences where, in the recent days, I've been moving with one of the biggest artists right now. I don't want to mention. I always quarrel with him, we joke a lot. I'm like, Eric, you're not going on stage before me, because if he goes on stage before you, there is possibility that some people will say, one way has performed, let me go. I've even mentioned his name.
Yeah, you mentioned his name.
So like, he even knows it. Sometimes he'll feel sorry for us. So like, I don't usually lose confidence in such scenarios. Other people do actually. But for me, I always come back and say, okay, why do people love this guy so much? And he has become so famous, and everybody is cheering him. Even if, Sophie, you're the one who organized the show, and you call that guy, people think it is his show. People will be cheering him. Your name will not even be near the show. So for me now, who got in touch with him and I got that opportunity, I always come back, okay, what is he doing that I'm not doing? Let me also, I also copy some few things and I learn from him. So like when it's my time to go on stage, I also try my best so that I don't disappoint.
So is he like a kind of okay, let's say a model or a mentor to you or something like that?
That's what I would say. For now, I would say he's a mentor in the music, like in Western music, because there's so many things that he does that for us other artists we don't do. Like, okay, that is what he does. You don't copy because we're all different, but you learn one or two things. You learn so that you can also be confident and believe in yourself.
In this whole confidence thing, and you have told us that you sometimes also disagree with him, isn't it?
Yeah, like, okay, it's joking with him, because I always, like, when he goes on stage before you, fans will start going out and, one was performed, let me go, the artist that I wanted. So for you who are just here, you will feel, other artists feel bad. They start like, feeling they are nobodies. But for me, I don't look it that way. So
that means you have ever been challenged, like
exactly,
critics.
Yes.
So what strategies did you use to build your self-confidence back after that? Because let's take this scenario. One way has performed and people are going out and you need to come next and you need to get these guys.
Yes.
So what strategies do you use?
Oh, for me, I speak to myself. I love, we live in a very toxic world of late. Everywhere, whether in the neighborhood, at home, in the working environment, everywhere, even in churches, there are people who will always be there wanting to bring you down, who will always, when Sophie is there, they want to say negative things.
Yeah.
So for me, I concentrate on the positive things that have ever happened. There's this scenario I love using right now so much. Something happened also in the music show. I'm a gospel artist.
Okay.
So me, I went for a show. I was not one of the artists to perform. My name is not on the banner. My picture is not there. So, but a friend also, one of the friends who were supposed to perform, told me, you come and perform. I said, no, I can only come and watch. So when I reached there, it's a very big place, a very big hotel in Arua district. I reached there, it's managed by Indians, and you know how Indians are so strict. They are checking people at the gate. They want everybody entering to have ticket. And for me, I didn't have a ticket because I'm an artist. They had called me to come and perform. So when I reached there, the Indian guy is asking, where is the ticket, madam? I'm like, I'm an artist. He said, how sure are we? Fans in the line started. Sir, this lady, some of us have just come to dance to, she's the topmost female artist in West Nile. I'm like, okay. So for me now, such stories, whenever people, I get discouraged and I lack confidence, I remember how I didn't even know those people. Fans in the land, they are now defending me to the Indian who is, this is an artist.
Now it is the fans who helped you boost the confidence.
Yes, they boosted my confidence.
Now I want you to imagine a scenario where the fans were not there.
I was going to, now I'd already told them the truth, I'm an artist, and they're like, how Indians are tough with business things.
I know.
I'm like, for me now, I think I was just going to tell them, maybe what I was going to do, if that's what even came into my mind after the incident. I was going to make a call to my colleague, the artist who called me, that you come at the gate, they're harassing me here. But fans now finished for me the whole thing.
Thank God for that. Maybe luck was on your side.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
Have you ever had any scenario where you had to be pushed out of your comfort zone?
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's say this situation seemed like bigger than what you think you can handle. You talked about the abilities and the skills and recognizing them. And there are situations that come that you feel like this is really bigger than me. Have you ever had such situations?
Yeah, such situations will always be there.
So,
They are actually in most moments because, you know, every new day comes with a bigger task.
that's
ahead
true.
of you.
Yes.
Because we keep moving.
We keep
what
growing,
yeah, we keep growing. So what happens is that when such things come in, because there is a saying in the Bible, verse that says that what? That the latter glory shall be greater than this one, the former house. So meaning, every time you're going to leave your comfort zone, what you must first put in your mind that whatever thing that you're going to do after this is bigger than where you're being. So that means when you're taking such a course, what you have to do is you have to take time.
Okay.
If it is a bigger task, break it into, like you strategize, you break it into steps. Like it is like an example of someone wanting to start a project. What they have to do first is they do a budget. After doing a budget, what happens in a budget is you do breakdown of the whole thing. For example, if the money allocated is 10 million, meaning you have to break this money into smaller pieces.
That's true.
1 million, maybe other things may need 500,000. So you have to break it. That means it is in the same way when you need to build a confidence in taking what? A new course. When you're leaving your comfort zone. A place, you know, sometimes we think we have arrived in a certain place. Yet, for example, God is saying, no, this is not the place you're supposed to arrive in. He's taking a lesson. For example, maybe right now, if you receive a call, Sophie, that you are needed at NBS, that means there's already another crazy task coming. Now you're going to leave your comfort zone where you think this was Western.
And you have to work and expand the territory to fit where you're going to.
Ideas that you have in your mind, they have to what? You have to broaden them. They have to be broad now.
Have you ever multitasked?
Yes.
Okay. There's this research that says that women multitask better than men. Like, men are really bad at multitasking. And, you know, that if a man is multitasking, you will know. Because he will focus his energy on one thing. That's why if a man is cheating, it is always good, it is always very easy to know. Wherever he goes, he's very tight on his phone.
Yes.
If it goes to bath with the phone, he goes everywhere with the phone. So, have you ever multitasked before? You said yes, right?
Yeah. I did a multitask. I remember there was last year but one, 2023, I had a crusade which was one day.
Okay.
And then what happened was, you know, everything was on me because the working team I had put in, they are not in place. You know, you have to do this, you have to do this. So it was like a lot of things whereby I had to seek for help. Whereby I had men of God who came and told me, Rogers, please, may God give you the strength. You know, you hear such kind of words, it is God giving the strength, meaning, okay, if God is going to strengthen me, Paul said that what? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That word alone built in me more confidence that you can stand and do it. And guess what? I was able to continue with the whole event, and it still came to pass. And then when it came to pass, then there's a saying that you learn from what? From the experience. So the experience alone from that event, that sometimes when you do things, you put every task on you alone, it is going to break you down. So what happened this time around was, that experience gave me a mindset that, hey, meaning, next time this comfort zone, you have to leave it. So what I have to come out of that, meaning, I have to do what? To give, I had to multitask by doing what? By positioning people, this is going to be your work. You will do this. What I had to do this time was to what? To be at the back and what? And what? Is it working? They say, yeah, this one is happening. How about it? Meaning, one big thing, I broke it into pieces.
How did you come with that energy, like with that strategy? How can someone be able to come with it? Because let's look at a leader who was just started leading.
Okay, what happens sometimes when you're a leader, you're starting to lead, one thing that you have to know always in your mind is that you have to seek for help.
Okay.
When you're still new, for example, I've just reached into an office whereby there are some other people who have been working there already. Meaning, I'm going to just give you like a funny example. What usually happens is that they do orientation.
Yeah.
In orientation, they can't do that, like they take you around the organization premises. This is this, when you want to do this, the place is here. They take you through those things. That is not enough.
Okay.
What you have to do then immediately as a new person is find someone, befriend a worker there. Because these people who have been there, they know all the corners, they know, maybe they know how their boss can behave. Maybe the boss doesn't want a certain behavior, maybe doesn't want a certain way you can behave around. Meaning, you have to reach out to such kind of people. So what they're going to do is, they'll guide you, they'll say, you know what, here, don't. Stop this one, do this one. But you must make sure that the person you have found is a very good on that, because there are some people who are going to make you to touch fire.
Okay. Don't identify people who will make you touch fire. I love that. And it's a very good strategy, by the way. When you reach a new place, ask for help, seek for help. And there are people who will always come up to help you. And we have reached the end of our first segment of the show. Oh, the time is going very, very fast. But then, we are coming back shortly. Let's get a break.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Yes. Bwenti. Bananga sengabera mukyala.
Hello.
Hello.
Owangu de TV bwaguga. Essanyu nga ttono.
Essanyu lingi nnyo liri ku mutima. Liri ku mutima.
Banaye nanyigana labingako omusolo kwazaamu.
Emyezi emeka?
Myezi 3.
Yo muwanguzi mu Azam TV nawangula fridge.
Ate tulina ekirabo Ssemalabo miliyoni 2 weewangulire miliyoni 2 bettu. Kati nno tolinda weeyunge ku ssanyu leero okumanya ebisingawo nooti 3 23 nooti 8 9 nooti.
Azam TV, entertainment for everybody. In the dance of shadows and light lies the heart of Uganda's resilience amidst the challenges of the night, where innovation meets necessity and education refuses to be dimmed, where connection thrives in the absence of power. Embrace the power of the sun with StarTime's solar range of solutions. And empower your journey towards a brighter tomorrow. StarTime Solar. Power your life.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Okay, welcome back from that break, and we are here again. And remember, today we are talking about this topic that is right here on the screen called building self-confidence. We want you to enter this February moving forward and be very confident in 2025. You are going to face adversities, you're going to face odds, you're going to face difficult situations where you'll have to stand up for yourself, or even immense growth where you will need this confidence to help you do well. And thank you for joining. Thank you for watching the Real Talk Show. We continue. Now, you're welcome for the from that break that we had.
Thank you so much.
So, my question to you, have you had a really difficult situation where you had to speak up for yourself?
Yeah. One time at high school, you know, I was a prefect right then. So one time there was this moment whereby something happened when we had gone out for athletics.
Okay.
So when we came back, since I was the head prefect, I was held responsible for the incidents. So conversation began. So I was being asked questions to like explain what really happened. So you know, such moments it is really very, very, very difficult to start to answer questions.
Yeah.
Whereby you begin to shake your body, you know, all those things. Your legs can shake like really shake. Like you have to explain yourself for this situation. So what I had to do one time at this time was that I gave myself time to identify the fact of ground. When I identified the fact at hand that this issue had happened, what did I have to do? I had to go through my journal, like those things I've been writing down, like when something gets lost. What you have to do, like first, like when you're going out for a program, there are things that you're going to carry along with you. Like in school, a health prefect becomes the doctor for the players. So what you have to do is that in your first aid kit, you have to write down the things that you're going to carry along, which becomes my journal, the list of things that I'm going with. So what I did was like, I took a deep breath inside of me. After taking the breath, what I did was, I said no, let me check through what I had written down that I went with. So I went back, I started to check through if really I lost something. But when I checked through, I didn't lose anything. Yet the information came, this is missing. So what I had to do was like, I had to explain myself from the point of view of the list, the journal that I have, the list of things that I take it, such that I am able to defend myself because I have now the evidence.
Okay.
That this was what I have written down, it is here, these are the things I picked, now I've checked them through, they are here. So after that, I gained the confidence in myself using the fact that these are the things that I picked and none of them is missing.
So was this conversation something that came as a surprise attack, or you had time?
I had time because such conversations at school, you will always hear the rumors. because students are quick to speak.
And then you
But,
prepare.
hey, this is missing. Hey, something's happening. The health prefect, everywhere. So once you begin to hear such things, there is pressure that will always arise on you. And then one time there was another moment whereby when we were in senior one, we used to do shift. Like you come to school in the morning, by 1 p.m. you eat your lunch, you go home. So what happened was, when we were still young, that age of adolescence, what we used to do was, after the school sending us to go home, we come to golf course. We come to golf grounds here. We come with their football. We'll be there playing. Then one time there was this one moment whereby we came to play, and then by then Anyafio Primary, the pupils had their time for cricket. They came to play cricket. And the place where they're supposed to play the cricket was where we were. And then what happened was, we became annoyed. We said, no, we're playing football here. Who are they? They are children. You know, when you are still in senior one, you feel that big. You feel you're big. You know that feeling. You feel that confidence that now I've made it in life. You begin to feel big. Discipline in primary. Say, they are useless. So we began a conversation there which became a fight, and he stayed. Not even until the headmistress for Anyafio Primary, she came. We could not even still listen to her. We co-rolled. And then it was a Friday. So that issue ended there. We talked a lot of rubbish. You know, when you are in secondary, you feel you know more. So we spoke a lot of things. Even you are just the head teacher for what? For primary school, we are in secondary. What do you know?
Oh my God.
So we spoke so many things. Guess what? The next day, which was a Monday morning, we were going for porridge in the morning. So as we were heading for porridge,
you were called.
Which called? Before the calling, we saw the same children that we were calling with the other day on Friday. We saw them passing. I told guys, this is already trouble. And then immediately I saw the headmistress going to. I said, this is trouble. So as we were passing, we saw them seated with a disciplinary teacher. The teacher in charge of disciplinary. He mentioned something, saying that this case needs police on here with judge.
Now your body started shaking.
Yeah. I told
you know, when people hear police, especially students.
You know, by then we didn't have that confidence. You're just in senior one, you're not understood these things, and you're hearing police for your first time. What we had to do was, I told guys, let's disappear. We went to library to study. But they looked for us, they got some guys, and then they are taken for this conversation. But after that event, I did self-evaluation. I sat down, I said, no, I'm not going to do this again. Because, first of all, they came to school, there is the disciplinary teacher. The teacher was again saying this needs to be taken to police. And then they got one guy. They sat him there. I don't know how this whole stuff got done. So when he came back, he said that he had to apologize.
Okay.
He had to apologize. That means one thing that we have to do is, in difficult conversations that you usually have, for you to build self-confidence in such situations, one thing you have to do is to say, I'm sorry. Once you say, I'm sorry can cover multitude of things.
I was actually coming there.
Just alone you say, I'm sorry, my apologies. I really didn't know what I was doing. That alone will make you build self-confidence. Because sorry alone can, like, a situation that was, like the situation was really high there. It was reaching a very crazy, violent state. You know, like someone feeling to slap you. That gets serious in this thing. But when you say you're sorry, they will even, that empathy will feel in themselves.
So you don't see it as a weakness to say sorry?
To say sorry, when somebody tells you they are sorry, they're actually stronger than you.
Wow.
Oh yes.
Wow.
That is one thing you should put in you, because they're stronger than you. Because them saying they are sorry doesn't mean that they're weak.
Meaning they're strong.
Meaning they're strong.
I actually love that. But have you ever had a situation where you felt like you were down, or negative self-talks were coming inside, and you had this imposter syndrome, like, I cannot do this?
Okay, most times motivation, or like sometimes you don't feel this is where I'm supposed to be. Like, for example, this is actually one thing that is causing a lot of issues in young people. Actually, even any kind of passion, motivation. There are these syndromes that happens that someone losing track of who really they are.
Yes, and even there's this self-talk that comes like you feel you're fake. You're the fake
Those are the
version of
things-
yourself.
Those are the things. You lose your identity of who really you are because of a certain small situation. Say for example, maybe you were given your money to go and do something. Say for example, just 10,000 shillings can cause a lot of problems within a family.
Yeah, that's true.
Then you have lost this money. Then you come back, you really lost. You lose who you are. Even there are scenarios where there are some people who have committed suicide because of 10,000 shillings.
Yes.
Just because of a small thing. So when you don't have that self-esteem in yourself, like you knowing really who you are, and you lose track of who you are, you end up doing such kind of things. So I just want to just really encourage someone that in such situations, motivate yourself. Motivation starts by yourself. You accepting really who you are.
Of course,
If
you're
you don't
talking about
accept it,
self-confidence.
if you don't accept it, trust me, there will be no motivation. If you don't accept it first by yourself, no matter how you're going to seek for advice, it will be hard. That means the first thing you have to do in this situation is that accept who you are. When you accept who you are, you will build your own confidence.
Can I also add something?
Okay.
Yes.
On top of that, when you're faced with such doubt, self-doubt and all that, actually when challenges come, before I run to you, Sophie, that I have this problem, you are your first counselor. You counsel yourself, because the Sophie I'm running to, people cannot be known. Our hearts are inside.
Yeah.
So you counsel yourself, you console yourself, you teach yourself, you talk to yourself that no, this must be like this. I cannot just be a loser like that. You first console yourself, be your first counselor before you run to
others.
Yeah.
Okay. Just for emphasis, I want to say something that actually Rogers had said, that saying sorry is not a weakness, but it portrays you as stronger than the other person. It can reduce a very big issue into a molehill, a very small thing. And saying sorry is a magic word. Apologies, it doesn't make you weak. So always, whenever something happens, don't beat yourself over it. Don't beat yourself over it, but instead calm yourself down. Get that confidence and go to someone for counseling if it is really necessary. But then I've also known people who have counseled themselves, as you had said, and they solve their issues by themselves. You know, once you calm down and you know I can really do it, and at times, yeah, you will do it on your own. And thank you so much for that. Let me ask you, have you ever had a situation where you were given an appreciation?
Wow.
Perhaps at work, or you won something?
I've won things very many times from my university days,
Okay.
in many areas of my life. But you know, when I got the invitation to speak about self-confidence, I've never spoken about this to people. If I've spoken it to someone, it's only one person, but I didn't mind so serious about it.
Okay.
You know, I'm a social worker by profession. Most of my work I've been doing in the refugee settlement.
Today's set is for social workers.
It's God doing His work.
Amen.
So, you know, I've been doing child protection in different organizations in the refugee camp. So that time I was working in Save the Children in that refugee camp. And there's a girl, you know, when we're dealing with child protection issues, we identify children who are vulnerable in different ways. Now there was this child who was under my management. We are called caseworkers then. This child had a medical condition where she was stigmatized. You know stigma? She was a 6-year-old girl. She was, even nobody wants to play with her. Even the family members, actually the dad and the mom, they separated because of her condition, you know. There's this condition, I've forgotten it. I knew it that time when I was managing that case. Her skin color is like, here is black, the other part is like pinkish, you know that condition, eh? Yeah, so it was in the areas of the thighs and all that. Now, according to them, in the neighborhood, in that place, in that community, everybody was looking at this little girl as a curse, as a misfortune. Actually, the dad even said, for you who gives birth to I would say Kisirani.
So let me guess, you helped this girl?
I helped this girl when I was married. I was stationed in that duty place to manage that case. And actually, people before me have been managing the case, but they couldn't handle it. So now when I managed this case, it was I took her to the hospital myself. I'll go with our community volunteers. The case was managed properly, and this girl got, because her family members even used to stigmatize her, nobody wants to associate with her.
I know.
Now after that, this family, this girl, I didn't know what happened, but up to now, when this girl changed her name to my name.
Wow.
Because, you know, whenever we are managing these cases, we have their names. I wouldn't mention her name on TV.
It's okay.
She changed her name to my name. She actually wanted to call herself Alice Richard. I said, no, you need to have your South Sudanese name. You can now take my Christian name. Her Christian name was, I think, Florence. She changed it to Alice. The other Sudanese name plus Alice.
That was a very big
up to now, that family is still, even when I left that organization, I went to another organization, to another refugee camp, they still recognize me. You know, somebody changing their name to your name.
I know, I can feel it.
That's honor.
I can relate. So, how did that particular situation help you build your confidence?
From there,
How did you feel about it?
I felt so good. I knew I'm not ordinary, because that I know I'm not ordinary. I have to confess it. Because I'm extraordinary.
Yeah.
Because this case has been managed before. Even the family members failed. My fellow workmates failed. Nobody was managing it. The small girl was suffering. Right now, I met some of the family members last year on the streets of Barada, like, Alice, now your girl has grown. We went back to South Sudan, but we school here in Uganda because schools have, they still recognize me. They still want to show me love because of that. The family like reunited. The peace came back, unity came back because of what I did. Because wow. So from there I knew but then one thing I don't want to miss saying is, you know, when you're appreciated and now you feel you've arrived, you know, when ego and pride comes in, that one, we need to differentiate it.
And that's a very dangerous place to be.
Very dangerous. Ego, pride, then you will think everybody is under you. They are nobody's. It's only you, you yourself and yourself.
Boss, have you ever had a situation where you were appreciated or praised for something you did?
Yeah, this one has actually happened to me several times.
Okay.
It has happened to me several times. You know, when you are appreciated, that means the next step you're going to take, you have to do it more.
I see.
You don't have to stop at that point. You know, there are many people who have stopped at that point of being appreciated. Have remained there right now. They have not taken another course because they felt that is the end. Appreciation actually means do better. When somebody appreciates you, means do better. It is actually another motivation that you have to do better. It is like, for example, people who do racing, MotoGP, these guys who ride motorcycles crazy. I know we don't have it here in Arua. But what usually happens is that when you win, you receive a what? A reward. That they don't stop there. They go and do what? They go for another challenge. Meaning they go for more practice to make it better next time. Meaning, in the same situation, when you are appreciated for doing something better, clap your hands, receive the appreciation, go back and do more. Perfect it. Okay. That becomes a what? A point of experience. Last time I did this, that means where were the areas that I didn't do it much better. And then you go and check it, you go and evaluate, you go and do it much better. You add on to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much for that advice. Now to Alice. This is a very important one because very many people are struggling with it. Very many young people. Something called self-care and stress management. How do you prioritize self-care and stress management and build confidence in this? Because, you know, in some situation where someone is stressed, their ability, like naturally, is actually lowered. Unless you put a deliberate effort.
True.
So, how do you prioritize self-care and stress management?
That one is a good one. You know, actually people usually don't, I would say they don't take care of themselves so much, but me, I think I just love myself so much I don't know. Like, I love, when I don't have some work to do, I love to rest.
Okay.
And when I sense, okay, resting, having enough rest, that is one of it. You rest enough, you don't overwork yourself running everywhere because you want to prove a point, no. When it's time for rest, rest. There's time for everything. That's what the Bible says. Another thing, I don't know, like when I come to West Nile TV, I love studying the environment so much. I love, because my mental health means a lot to me. Because now stress is a mental health issue. So when when you don't take care of your mental health, you will mess up so many things, because you need to be free in your mind. You need to be very right upstairs before you can manage things very well, before you can have the self-confidence. So I will say, for me, whenever I sense there's, whether in a work environment, whether in ministry, in the neighborhood, wherever I find myself and there's some negative energy, I better give a distance. You don't go on, and you know that this one will disturb your mind. You know, mental health, That's why you see suicides everywhere. Mental health.
So, you are talking about giving a distance. Does it mean you withdraw, or how do you give a distance?
You don't withdraw. Actually, right now there is something I'm managing. Female gospel artists are working on something, and there are so many things that need to be done. We have a gospel show on Women's Day as female gospel artists.
Wow.
So I'm one of the leaders in that arrangement. And then there are things that mess up your brain, or people are not doing what we're supposed to do. So you get discouraged. You're like, okay, but now at this moment I cannot pull up because we have gone far. We have paid some service provider monies and all that.
True.
So when somebody is there doing their negative things that will want to make you stop the whole thing, say no, you can't. But you, right now, even the group members are like, okay, can you imagine? Alice has paid there. She has gotten this for us. She has already handled this. The adverts are being worked on. I just do quietly. I come and put on the platform. The group members, those who wanted, who were there to bring stress in my brain. Okay, now they're even the ones praising me.
Wow.
So I can't call you Sophie. Sophie, the other time you said this, now I can't quarrel with you again. I just do what is right.
So you bring the results out.
I just bring results. I just leave you alone. Then you see the results, and okay, they're now coming to me. All of them are appreciating. Okay, Alice is the one, actually. Alice is the one. This is the person.
So has that ever helped, has that helped to build your confidence more?
Yeah, actually, Mom, okay, when I read the comments, I'm like, okay, this person who was even now the one nagging me, she's even the one now praising me to other people, testifying on my behalf that I'm the one doing everything good.
Wow.
You see that?
Yeah.
So you give a distance, you don't quarrel, but you just perform. You bring results.
Actually, this brings us back to what Rogers had said. When you're appreciated, you have to do more. Yeah. You have to do more.
True.
You don't have to stay there. It is not your comfort zone. You have to do more so that you also get more appreciations. And people are always learning. If you don't learn, somebody will overtake you. If you're number one and you don't continue running, somebody will definitely take over that number one. So thank you so much. We have come to the end of the first hour of the show. And thank you for following us through. Let's get a break and we'll bounce back shortly.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Yes. Atona kolwalero kintu kiyitirivu. Yes. Bwenti. Banange sengabera mukyala.
Hello.
Hello.
Owangu de TV bwaguga. Essanyu nga ttono.
Essanyu lingi nnyo nnyo liri ku mutima. Liri ku mutima.
Bana nanyigana labingako omusolo kwazaamu.
Emyezi emeka?
Myezi 3.
Ndi omuwanguzi mu Azam TV nawangula fridge.
Ate tulina ekirabo Ssemalabu miliyoni 2 wewangulire miliyoni 2 beddu kati nno tolinda weeyunge ku ssanyu leero okumanya ebisingawo noti 3 23 noti 8 9 noti.
Azam TV, entertainment for everybody. In the dance of shadows and light lies the heart of Uganda's resilience amidst the challenges of the night, where innovation meets necessity and education refuses to be dimmed, where connection thrives in the absence of power. Embrace the power of the sun with StarTime's solar range of solutions. And empower your journey towards a brighter tomorrow. StarTime Solar. Power your life.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Well, it is still a beautiful evening here at West Nile TV with Mrs. Alice Rijaru and Mr. Peace Rogers, and we are talking about building self-confidence. Thank you so much for joining us and helping us run this show every Saturday from the hour of 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. because without you, we cannot be able to run this show. Thank you so much. And now, let's continue. Mr. Rogers, you had said that when you take up a new responsibility, you have to seek guidance. Have you ever had a situation where you had to seek for guidance from somebody?
Yeah, I'm still going to take it back to my high school.
Okay.
Like, for example,
I think your high school has been your greatest experience so far.
There it has built me a lot of, because I was so much in leadership.
Okay, let's get you louder now.
So what happened one time was this, you know, each and every time a health prefect, your term is done, and another person has to come in. So what happened one time was, it was my first time joining the prefecture, joining prefecture. So what happened was, like, I didn't really know how to go about campaigns. Like, there's this campaign, they all say it is open campaign, where you are like During my time, we were 9 in that position of help.
Wow.
So what happened was you had to be called one by one. You come and give out your
in front of the whole school.
In front of the whole school, like you are standing to give out speech. Your dress code will always see things, you know,
and,
all those things.
And guys ask you questions.
Yeah. So I had to. What the first thing I had to do was I befriended the outgoing guy. I went to him, I became friends, I was trying to ask him how do I do this, what are the basic things in this position of help. So he gave me a few things, but as he was giving that, I was already seeking for help on how best to compose myself when I'm going to give up my speech.
Now we're talking about building self-confidence. Yes. What I'm really interested in right now is how did you build your confidence in approaching this guy?
Okay, the first thing that I did was, I had to first identify my need. You get it?
Okay.
Because identifying your need is very significant.
True.
Which makes it very easy for you to That means one of the things that you can build self-confidence is go out, swallow your pride, just go and seek for help. When help is needed, go for it. You know, there are many people who end up losing certain stuff. It is because they have that, it is all about me. It is all about me.
Yeah.
Why do we think that any athletic is a coach, a player is a coach? A musician needs a coach. A preacher needs a coach. Who is the coach for a preacher? It's the Holy Spirit. So each and every person in whatever thing that you're doing, don't tell me that you don't need any help. You need the help because you're not perfect in what you're doing. You need the help.
Okay.
So I'm here to tell all of us that Sophie needs a help. Alice needs a help. I myself I need a help.
Yeah,
so
that's
if
true.
we put these things together, that naturally a human being is created to have someone that will help them. Even after when God was created, what happened? God said what? He needs what?
He needs a
help.
Yeah, it say that no man is an island.
Exactly.
So we will definitely need
help. So definitely need help. You mean, come out of your comfort zone of being in pride that I don't need someone's help. No, everyone needs help. Even these legs need the help of the hand. When you fold the hands like this, what with your legs? You only fall.
Okay, talking about coming out of your comfort zone. Have you ever taken risks?
I've taken risks. So many risks.
What has been your biggest risk that you've taken?
Okay.
And what was the outcome?
One of the things that I did was that I became a born again. That was my first risk.
Okay.
Because I am from an Anglican family and my father is a reverend. And you know that what that means.
I know.
You are saying you are becoming a born again, you're not going to be a balokole. You know what that means?
Like, you are joined hallelujah.
Of course, they call it hallelujah. Okay. So I took that risk when I was in senior 2, third term. I took that risk. I said I'm becoming a born again. And I made up my mind and I confessed Christ, I became a born again. When I took that risk, my father began to speak stuff, ABC like this. Then, from that risk of becoming a born again, I took another risk. I said, this time I'm going to stay in that church.
Okay.
So I had to go to the church where I became a born again.
Wow.
I stayed at church up my senior 4. I took that risk. I stayed at church. And you know what that risk means? You are still at your 14, at your 15. And you live in your home to go and stay at church.
This is an amazing experience.
And you live with the help of your parents.
How did you gain confidence to do that?
Yeah. One of the things, when I became a born again, you know when you become a born again, the life that you live, actually the life inside of you no longer becomes yours. Because now what happens is Christ now comes to do what? To dwell inside of you. That's true. Now you live with Jesus in you. So I had my confidence in Christ that right now Christ is my foundation. The rock on which I'm going to want to stand.
Yeah.
So when that happened, and then I said, no, God will always bring my destiny helpers. If I have needs, what do? I have to ask Him, because He said that what? Shake me, knock at the door, ask and it will be given to you. Then I that those things began to build for me confidence. I'm very sorry that most of my examples are around God.
It's okay.
Because God is the greatest passion that can make you confident.
You don't have to be sorry, because that's where you have actually, I think, gotten your confidence most.
Now from that point up to right now, where I've reached, I'll look at the back and check the experience where I came from. I don't know. No. So right now, nothing can scare me.
Now, by the way, confidence is always given by something.
Yeah.
And yours is God. No doubt about that. You've spoken about it. And, you know, some people have believed in their abilities. Some people believe in their mentors. Some people believe in God like you and whatever it is. The confidence needs something to be stepped on first before it can start being built inside you. Thank you so much for that. Now, my sister, have you ever experienced failure or setback?
So many times, very many times, in so many aspects of my life. You'll always find challenges. Even when you're studying, challenges are there. Even when you're at work, when you're doing business, in ministry, there will always be challenges. Whether you jump up and come down, you will get challenges.
So how do you always overcome these challenges?
You know, previously, actually, I had wanted to add on to his point.
Okay.
So,
all right, let's speak on from there. You can add on the point.
Seeking for help. You know, before I got born again, I'm a born again girl.
Okay.
So much deeply born again, no nonsense born again. There are people who are born again, they sin.
Okay.
They do things that born agains are not supposed to do, and they are comfortable. Me, no. And people who know me, they're like, this girl is abnormal.
There's no room for compromise.
I cannot compromise. People who know me, they are scared of me. That's why now you leave her alone. She'll put you to your place. So, you know, you need help. Before I got born again, it's true, I'm also an Anglican, from an Anglican home. My late grandfather was a Reverend Canon, who actually our home is on the compound of a church. So from the Anglican, very deep. And from my university days, I got used to the Pentecostal way of prayers. Up to now, I still do that. But when I go home, I pray in an Anglican church. But then I learned a lot from the Pentecostal way of serving God.
Okay.
You know, they will teach you so many things and you learn. Now, before that, I used to have that ego. You know, having ego and you think, if Sophie leaves me, so what? Let her go. Is she the only human being existing? If, you know, I used not to care. I used to suffer from ego, I think pride, and, you know, maybe having too much self-confidence. It's true, I know I can do things, I can achieve tasks here and there, but it was too much. But then when this born-again thing came in me, there are things I would... Right, like I just told you the story of us female gospel artists coming up with a event, a show on Women's Day. And now doing something like that, you can't do it alone. Even if you do what, you need help, you need support, you need to consult people, you need people's ideas, you even financial support, knowledge and skills, people who have done it before. There are people who are not like, okay, who were distant from me, who had given them distance. But this time we became two good friends who are very close because they have done that before. They are guiding. Now for sound, you go to Swanson. If you want this, you do banners like this. So we always need help. You have to understand.
Now, let's talk about the failures and the setbacks. Have you ever experienced any failure or setback? Okay, let's talk about this gross one that took you time to bounce back onto your feet.
I have so many examples, but for now, let me give the example of music.
Okay.
I'm a gospel artist. I think I started music in 2013. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm still very far, very behind. That true definition of setback, I have it in my music ministry. Because the challenges are that is the story for another day.
Okay, is this music ministry in a team or you are
I'm a solo artist. I'm
okay.
a solo artist, meaning I sing alone as Alice Pijaro. From 2013, I know I have the talent. I've written songs. I think about 150 songs.
Wow.
I'm supposed to record them, but there are sometimes like 3 years I've not been there because I get discouraged. I just concentrate on maybe. Even there are times I quarrel with God. God, you take away your songs from me. Why did you give me this song to just spy on my life? What is wrong with you, God?
How do you handle the criticisms, the negative talk and all that?
Now, as I told you, since I became born again long time, but I was not this mature born again. It's only, I think it's now 5-6 years when I'm becoming very mature to learn things.
Okay.
So now, when somebody says negative things concerning me, I'm somebody who loves to follow the Bible very much. I love the Bible and I'm a spiritual person. So I always, I love to have the spirit of discernment. Yeah, is this the person that said this and this, is it even true? Or it's just, I want to discern, understand things properly. And from the way things are going now, I understand. I know how to, the setbacks, and actually people are so surprised. Alice, again, we thought she had left music. She's back. She's on TV. She's
now,
there.
I want to give you a practical situation. In case Sophie, comes up and sees the lyrics. You know, some of these people like criticizing so much. I pick a song of Alice Jijaro and I write all the negative things about this particular song. Now, tell me, how are you going to bounce back from this? How are you going to handle that particular situation? Because, you know, you are at least famous, and also I have my fans who follow me. So if I do that, because there are people who, let's say they're YouTubers whose role, the YouTube channel, the niche, is just to criticize others. They pick your video and criticize it. So let's imagine it happens to you, Jijaro Alice. How are you going to handle this situation? Because we're talking about building self-confidence.
You know, there's a way when it's God who anointed you to do something, he'll come through for you. There are things in my music, that's a story for another day. Maybe we shall have another talk show. But to summarize this, something happened I didn't know. You know, there's always battles, especially if you're called by God. So in my music ministry, there's been a lot of battles that you cannot imagine. So there was a time on YouTube, actually, I didn't know. Somebody told me, and they worked on it. I don't know how. The battle even disappeared before I knew. I was told later on. When I tried to investigate, 2-3 people confirmed it happened. Somebody used my music video to, I don't know, I think it was some pornographic something. Like, you know, somebody was fighting me. They're like, they claim that Alice's songs are beautiful. She should shine. She will outshine everybody. This girl from just Vurahia, how can she? So somebody was fighting me. So somebody changed my music video, my first music video. I don't know which one exactly.
To something immoral.
To something immoral. They changed the videos. They attached it to, I think, some, I don't know, half-naked people.
So
some
did that
pornographic. When I learned about it, I'd already grown spiritually. I'm a spiritual person. I'm so sorry, I'm not a pastor. But when you hear me say spiritual things, don't mind me, because that's my foundation. So I was like, okay, so that is how the devil takes this battle to that far.
So how did you bounce back from that particular setback?
Well, those people, God, you know, God used those guys. They worked. They made sure there's nothing pornographic attached to my video anywhere. I don't know how they did it. They'll just come to me with a report. Things are happening there I didn't know, but there's evidence. People told me. Some few people who saw it, who landed on that, they told me, but I didn't like go and quarrel. You fan so why I can't. Because I'm bigger than that, I'm better than that.
Okay, now that's what we call maturity, mental maturity. There will always be challenges, there will always be setbacks, there will always be critics, by the way, everywhere. But then what you tell yourself matters, and how you are developed mentally is going to matter, like it is going to determine how you will overcome a particular situation. You know, I told you that challenges will always come, but how you step out to handle them is what matters most. And what we want is you should be self-confident. Even if you are, like, you feel you're failing, you have to be confident to rise. In case there are critics, you have to know who you are, because if you don't know who you are, somebody will tell you who you are not.
Oh, yes.
And you will believe it. Exactly. So in building this self-confidence, identify what you have. Identify your abilities, identify your strength, and build on it. You know, you'll have to come out to tell people that this is me, and you have to prove the people wrong. Now, I've given a brief summary. How can we help somebody come out of a setback or failure or criticism stronger?
Okay, one thing that we should know about life is full of ups and downs.
True.
And then we have to work so hard to keep our motivation and resilience. Because There are certain issues that are going to come, maybe setbacks at workplace, personal setbacks, maybe external circumstances that are going to keep. But remember not to lose your motivation. Because motivation is what keeps one to move on. Maintain your motivation even in tough times. Because it is what keeps you moving forward. Many people who have lost their motivation, they have remained backwards. Some of them have lost their lives because they what? The next option, the next thing that they think about is to take off their life because they feel they can't make it through. But yet, there is a joy in the midst of what? Chaos.
Yeah.
There is a joy that comes in chaos. So one thing that we also need to do is that let nothing take away your motivation. How are you going to do this? You must set clear goals. Well, once you have set clear goals, always when you're going through tough times, go back where you started, check your goals. You must remember your why. Why? The why question, always remember it.
Yeah.
Why you are in this position, why you are doing what you are doing, check it. Meaning, it will keep track of how you're going to go. Meaning, everything that you are doing is going to be in line with why.
Yeah.
For example, when you're taking a course of maybe starting up a business, why? What is your vision for this business? If you want to be like the person who's going to own the biggest mall in a rural city, then something maybe they have come in and maybe they have stolen half of your stock. Then you're going to say, I can't continue with this business, I'm not going to make it. I'm telling you to go back and check your why.
And that's going to be the driving factor.
Your why is to be the greatest what? The person owning the biggest mall in a city. So when by the time you go, by the our why is when you go back to that place of your what, like your vision, what you want to achieve in the mere time. You will even come out of that, after seeing it, you come out, this cannot stop me. They have taken half of my stock. It's okay. Let me sell this half. The profit, I use it, I'll keep going. That's why I always say that it is better for you, the genesis of a great man, than you wanting to eat from what he has already become. Because his becoming will not help you. And like,
don't ask for fish,
yes,
but ask for the net to fish. Let the guy teach you how to fish.
Don't just ask for the fish. Like, there are these people who just, give me 2K, give me 5K, I want to do ABCD. Those things will not help you. Because the 2K will eat it. Now what next? What?
The brain behind the 2K is not there.
What is the, how did you get the 2K? Tell me. How did you get the 5K? Tell me. So that I become part of it.
I love your confidence in all this.
Yeah.
Have you ever been criticized before?
I've never been criticized by them.
Okay.
Like you start something, this guy has pride. This guy is ABCD. He likes doing this, he's a bad guy. You know, there's no one who has made it in life without criticism.
That's
Accept
true.
them.
Yeah.
Face them. Actually, they're the things that are going to make you more confident. They are things that are going to strengthen you. Because when somebody criticizes you, you're going to go back and see, why have they done that? You do that self-evaluation. If it is a lie, that with that criticism, you push it aside. If it's the truth, how do I go by it? Is there a way out? Then you find a way out. Once you find a way, you come out very strong.
Well,
criticism is actually, if you don't have someone that is criticizing out there, look for one. Look for one. When you're not criticized, trust me, not, because you will think that you're doing better or you will think that you're doing wrong. But when people have come to talk about you, my friend, they have come to encourage you to do better. Because anything that they're going to tell you, you're going to sit down and you're going to think about it. You just think over it, and then you come up with a conclusion. But always, what I'm encouraging you to do is always come up with a positive conclusion. don't come up with a negative conclusion. Because there are some people who are going to criticize you, trust me, until you want to do what you do.
No, I don't know.
For example, with my sister, Alice, she's saying, see how people are criticizing her. But if it was someone who was going to take that thing in a negative way, right now you're not see her speaking to you right here.
Exactly.
But because he took a positive part of that thing, she's standing here.
By the way, criticism is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Even as we are talking right now, it may be happening.
It happened.
But then I don't know how many people are going to take that advice of yours, that if you're not being criticized, you should look for somebody to criticize you. Okay, actually these people help us to evaluate ourselves. And some of these criticism, okay, instead of criticism, let's call them critics. Because critics are always to help you improve. Much as they come in a very negative way, it is to bring out that thing that you can do better. A critic will tell you, this is how you did it, which I feel or which I see it wrong, but you can do it in this other way. That is what a critic will do. So instead of criticizing people, be a critic. Be a good one who will help people grow. And there are also some of us, when these critics come on us, the self-confidence also drops. Take it in a positive way, because mistakes are part of life and it is what makes us grow. Once you make a mistake and you accept it, you correct it and you walk by it, trust me, you will never make that same mistake again. Because
I think one thing that I'm going to add is that always set a positive mindset. You know, when you have a positive mindset, it is going to make you, when people are criticizing you, you will so much dwell on the positive part of that criticism. Because when I myself, I'm not grateful with the best that I'm doing. Because when people are criticizing you, it's not that everything that you do is bad. There is a good part of it. Then be grateful with that good part of it. Then you dwell on it. That's why it is always said that dwell on your what? Good doings. Dwell on them. Affirm with them. Be good at them. Motivate yourself in that life.
So how do you stay positive in the face of criticism or challenge?
That means you set your mind.
Okay.
You set your mind. Set your mind on the positive thing. Because those challenges will continue to be there. You know, a challenge is actually, it is, when it is in economics, they say it is a constant factor. In economics, it is it's like, in a business, there's both loss and profit. Those two things, you can never separate.
You know, I would also want to add.
You can never separate.
Like,
They continue to be there.
I'll add on that. In every negative thing that happens, sometimes a positive thing wants to come into your life through that negative thing. Just be patient and analyze it properly, critically yourself.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for that. We have actually come to another break. We're going back into the next segment, which is going to be our final 30 minutes. And in those minutes, we are going to be reading through your comments. Thank you so much, everyone who has been watching. We are coming for you. Let's get a break.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Yes. Bwenti. Bananga sengabera mukyala.
Hello.
Hello.
Owangu de TV bwaguga. essanyu nga ttono
essanyu lingi nnyo nnyo liri ku mutima liri ku mutima
banaye nadde nanyigaana labingako omusolo kwa zaamu
emyezi emeka
myezi 3
ndi omuwanguzi mu Azam TV nawangula firiji
ate tulina ekirabo ssemalabu miliyoni 2 wewangulire miliyoni 2 beddu kati nno tolinda weeyunge ku ssanyu leero okumanya ebisingawo noti 3 23 noti 8 9 noti
Azam TV, entertainment for everybody. In the dance of shadows and light lies the heart of Uganda's resilience amidst the challenges of the night, where innovation meets necessity and education refuses to be dimmed, where connection thrives in the absence of power. Embrace the power of the sun with StarTime's solar range of solutions. And empower your journey towards a brighter tomorrow. StarTime Solar. Power your life.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Welcome back from that short break, and we are here again building our self-confidence and helping you build your self-confidence. We continue with the show, but shortly we're coming back for you to read your comments and anything you have said on our social media page, that is the Facebook. Now, welcome back from the break.
Thank you.
And welcome back from the break. Okay, do you have a mentor?
I have.
And can you tell us who your mentor is and how that mentor has helped you build your self-confidence?
Wow. That mentor, okay, a parent will always be a mentor to any child. But this mentor I'm about to mention, I'm not going to even mention his name for security reasons.
Okay.
He has mentored me so much, especially in my social work, in my humanitarian work. He has mentored me so much, I don't know how to explain. He knows himself. If he's watching me, he knows himself. You know, I told you I've worked in the NGO world. I started from Save the Children, World Vision Uganda, Plan International. but somehow I met this mentor of mine. And you know, I was not good in child protection. Child protection is something, if you're not good at, you'll mess things. So when I met this mentor, I met him in World Vision. He, literally speaking, you know, it is UNHCR that oversees all these organizations. Let me tell you, when in trainings and workshops, the UNHCR people meet with me, they know I'm not like, Alice, you're being underutilized. Your skills in child protection is so much, because that mentor did some things for me. Okay. He was like, you know, people can criticize, negative energy, oh yeah. But this guy, one time I didn't know what appraisal was. You know, appraisal was at work. I know maybe people have it here. He will help everything that you need to do. From the word mistakes that I do, you know, criticizing somebody with love and care, with positive, you know, like, but somebody will come, hey Alice, for you don't know that, well, even bad for him, he'll tell you, you know, Alice, you can do better, you can do this one, here you're supposed to do it like this. With love, and you know, really, this is somebody who wants your growth in your career, in your humanitarian, in your child protection work. So I'm sorry I can't mention your name for security reasons, but you're my mentor, you know yourself.
Okay, let's get here.
All right, thank you so much. I have this one man of God who mentored me in music when I was still naive. You know, those naive moments, you're still young, you didn't know how to sing, you didn't know how to compose yourself well. You really don't know how to differentiate your voices, how to start singing, all those stuff. And his name is Evangelist Eddie Patrick, who trained me from 2015 to 2017.
Wow.
We were together. Even after the accident, he could train me, tell me, you do it better, do this, do it better. He was the very guy who gave me the opportunity to minister in church. I know that first time when I met that guy, I was so scared. He told me, no, you guys, you can do it. We all began from there. So he encouraged me, and I took the course. I went in. He built in me a confidence that I can make it. So that word alone, you can make it, because others have made it. I took it in. And he has mentored me that point. Even when he left, I remembered what he told me, so I worked on it up to where I am. So his mentorship upon my life has also made me to mentor others. For now, one more person that is also mentoring me that I look at as a mentor is Pastor Fred of His Harvest.
Wow.
My church. Trust me, Pastor Fred, we call him a place of wisdom. I time with him like this, even 5 minutes is enough for you to get things from him. He has been, he's entrusted me with opportunities to lead, opportunities to take care, opportunities to take responsibilities. You know, when someone begins to give you responsibilities, meaning they are mentoring, they want you to do what they are doing.
Yeah.
So those are the things that he's given me to do. He's mentoring me in different aspects of life, physical mentorship, spiritual mentorship, social mentorship, how to contact myself with the people out there. Also, how to manage things, how to manage. That managerial thing, you know, sometimes it's hard to manage things.
That's true.
They've given you things, you're not finishing this, you're already doing this, so he's meant to mentor me in that area. Wow. I want to tell you I love you so much, Pastor Fred, and you've been a blessing in my life.
Wow.
Thank you.
Now, we have heard, and also, by the way, you may have your own mentor there. It is very, very important to have a mentor or a coach in this journey of self-confidence. You know, you will need confidence in all aspects of your life to handle situations very well. So you need that coach, you need that mentor. If you had a coach and you have not been taking him or her serious, or if you had the mentor and you have been taking them serious, please pick on and let them help you to build in something. Now let's talk about something little, which is the social media.
Wow.
Let's talk about social media. These days, it's like in this generation, everyone is on social media, if not all, almost. let me start with you. How do you deal with the pressure to create a perfect image on social media, and how has that helped in your self-confidence?
Social media, it's fun, but it's again tricky, and that's what many people don't know. You know, media can destroy you or build you.
Yeah, that's true.
Media
has a range of things, including positive and
negative,
even including cyberbullying, and this situation where somebody photoshops you into some other thing that you don't know attached to, and it seems very real.
Media is very tricky one, because if they are meant to destroy you, it will really destroy, because it's not going to be only Sophie who has seen that status, who has seen that post.
Trust me, millions
are going to see people in Arua, others will be in Nebi, others will be in Kampala, even in the US. They'll say, Alice did this. They can tarnish you and you for and if they're to build you, they will really build you.
So how do you deal with the pressure to like put out there a perfect image of Jujaru Alice?
Me, in fact, people don't understand Jujaru Alice so much, because I am very, very careful when it comes to my media posts and everything. These things of somebody bought for you a sweet, you're posting it. You know, you're traveling,
location tag.
Like a few days ago, a thief came to attack a lady, and they knew everything that her shop is put there. Rather, there's a handbag of hers. There's this Vaseline is in that corner. You give us the other necklace your husband gave you on your wedding night. So I don't know why people want to post every little. Me, I post memes. If you go, I can only post, like today I'm coming to SNL TV. The serious things that happen, I post. But on the other things, I will only post funny things that people know that I can't even, you know, they're just
so
laughing.
You don't mind about your branding, your self-image. That's not what you're about.
Because if I know, like today, everybody knows from the beginning of this week, people knew I will appear on SNL TV.
Okay.
So I post that one, but the rest of the things that happen to me, I don't just.
So you're not under that pressure.
I don't have pressure to prove anything to anybody, because you want to prove, you will end up in trouble.
Alright, I understand. You owe no one any explanation.
I don't owe anybody any explanation.
Okay, let's hear your story.
Social media is a crazy place. It is a place. I don't know, everyone wants to be seen in social media. They want to be posting. You know, there are some people who can be changing their images, their profile pic. Facebook, today is this one, tomorrow they just want to be updating it every time. But trust me, I can put one image of mine in my Facebook account. It can stay there. I'm not in any pressure to change it. What I usually change so fast is when there's an upcoming event which has a poster. That one, I'm very bad in it. I think Sophie even knows me about it.
I know.
I can be posting, I keep reminding me that thing called every day. So you will be receiving it. This day is ready, this day is ready. Even not until WhatsApp one day told me, you guys, this is too much. They blocked me for 6 hours. But I told them what I'm posting is not harmful to people. It's not a harmful thing. So they have to reopen my WhatsApp account back. That means I'm not on any pressure to post any image in social media.
Okay.
And what I always post is, I look at it myself. Is it okay? Maybe I just post them for myself. But anyone who sees it, if they comment on it, is okay. But sometimes really, images in social media, there are some people who post things that are really not what they see.
That's true.
Me, in Facebook, I've just blocked people. Anything you post that is not favorite, trust me, I'm sometimes very offensive in certain things. You post things that I don't like, my friend. Okay. I will delete you as my friend.
I think it's all about setting boundaries. People can't cross your boundaries.
Yeah. So you have to set boundaries in your social media
And that's also one thing that helps us build confidence. You need confidence to stick to your boundaries. Say no to some things. And thank you so much for that clarification and all that. Now let's get to the viewers. An exciting moment. Let me start with Yuma Jacob. He said, Sophie, thank you so much. I think it is good to be criticized, but this will be if only you do the right thing. And once you're criticized for doing right thing, sit back, analyze, and have positive mind to come out. Give shame to the devil. And then I'm saying, okay, Simple is saying that he is catching us live from Nebi. I love that. Thank you so much, Simple. But then, before I continue reading, let's have your final words and then we continue with the viewers. Let's start with the lady.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to say something about social media.
Okay, summarize.
I want to summarize. You know, in this technology world, people want to be acknowledged and known, and they think that we want to arrive because of the likes. I post something, 1,000 people like it, and you feel contented because they are likes. That's not how things are done. Let's not really concentrate on those likes, because those likes can one time also destroy you and become a distraction to your life.
That's true.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you so much. Is that the final word, or is still
about self-confidence? No matter what happens to you, we live in a world full of negative energy, full of negative. Even your sibling, even your family members, even people in your church. Where I've seen churches where people are fighting each other and bringing each other down. In church, it's even worse. In church, let us concentrate on the positive things that are happening in our lives, because if we dwell on the negative ones, we shall get high blood pressure, we shall get cancer, we shall get all sicknesses because of the negative energy. We should concentrate on the positive energy, positive things that happen, and let's depend on God. Let God be our everything.
All right. Thank you so much for that, and thank you so much for honoring my invitation to come for this show. All right, let's have your final words before we get to the viewers.
Thank you so much, Sophie, for this wonderful moment together here at National TV. I just want to add a few things to self-confidence. When you know you are getting weak and your self-confidence is getting all sick for support. The reason as to why God has given us families, friends, or mentors is so that we can seek help. They are there to help us. So when you go to reach out to them when you are not doing well in your self-confidence, they will help you out and they will give you guidance. Take care of yourself. It's the first thing. Your self-confidence begins with you, not with some other person. It begins with meaning you have to take care of yourself. And then the other thing that I want to say is that, thank you so much, viewers, but one thing you should know about self-confidence is that since it begins with you, always after you there is one person. People always tell us that you must put who first? God first. He said that them that put their trust in God, they are like what? They are like mountains that can never be moved.
Yes.
There are many people who put their trust in chariots, in horses, yet they still come to fall down.
True.
In all these things, we may have self-confidence, but if we don't trust in God, your self-confidence is nothing. Your self-confidence is built around God.
Okay.
Always put your trust in God. Greetings to everyone that is listening to us.
All right.
My Fuse Harvest family. I say hi to you.
Okay, thank you so much for honoring the invitation to come to this show.
I'm so grateful.
Okay, now let's get to read through some of these, and then we will close because we are only left with very few minutes. Osuta Victor is saying, following live from Ombaji. Thank you so much, Victor, for watching West Nile TV. Anyole George is saying, I'm humbled, and Apostle Michael Malemungo is saying that from Koboko we are connected. Wow. Thanks, Sophie, for the great topic. My greetings and appreciation to the guests. And he also says, Building self-confidence is like building a city. It will attract many into it. It brings great results. I'm enjoying the team in the studio. Thank you so much, Apostle Michael Malamongo. And Supernatural Rain of Fire is saying, wow. Mbati Dennis is saying, following you live from Nairobi, building self-confidence is a gradual process that requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. Focus on making progress, not perfection. Otherwise, thanks. And Yuma Jacob comes again with thanks a lot. Wow, well done, my guests, for this wonderful presentation. And Gift Afeku is saying that my sister is bringing it out in a very good way. Wow. Thank you so much for watching West Nile TV. We appreciate you. And we look forward to seeing you again next Saturday, same time, same station. And with that, we say goodbye.